Hello, students. I wanted to give you an overview of what exactly this podcast is going to look like for this quarter. First, I want to be very clear that it is not that extensive of a process. I want to set you at ease. First, recognize that a podcast and the way that we're doing it is simply you reading a part of your draft, or if you're a poet, um, three of your poems. If you are somebody who's intimidated by the draft, then you have your Padlet, and that Padlet can be used since you have at least a minimum of 14 stories there, seven if you just joined us this quarter. You can adapt those into three separate paragraphs, recalling three separate memories. And so I share that with you because here's what the module looks like. So, of course, you have day one, and then on day one for your activities, you're listening to some podcasts. And I want you just to pay attention to the way that the podcaster is using sound and how the storytelling that's happening within that podcast is integrated by using sound effects and their voice. After that, evaluating your podcasts or evaluating those same podcasts, create an awareness of the different techniques that are used. And then for day 2A, you have your first entry into creating a podcast, and that's a podcast of your name. Those directions are in that assignment. That's not graded on anything more than just your ability to access the tool. We are making our podcasts on a tool called Soundtrap, and we have full access to that, and it's very user friendly. There's a video included in this assignment that helps you with that. From there, you'll see this planning guide for your oral interpretation podcast. What that means is, like I said, it's all you're doing is reading your writing into podcasting software and then adding sounds and music to it. Um, I do ask that for a quick check-in and formative assessment to upload your draft or the Life in Seven Stories Padlet link that you are going to use for your oral interpretation. So whatever you're going to read, let me go ahead and check it off first so that I know it meets our requirements, but also that's your first step in your stepping stone to complete the rest of the podcast. After you upload your draft, you'll have one full day where you'll get to annotate your draft and then upload your draft. So what that means is there's a video that includes all of this directions in this assignment. But what I'd like you to do is annotate your draft. Find those moments where you have a pause. Find those moments where you want to emphasize certain words. Um, are there certain moments where you want to have a break? Are there certain times where you feel like your writing has a stronger craft to it, so you would want to speak louder? Or do you want to control your voice and some pacing? So all those annotations are outlined in that assignment. From there, you're going to you'll upload your annotated draft. Either you can annotate it digitally or you can take a picture of it. If you do a digital documentation, I've included a video that teaches you how to do that in day 3E. And then day 4A, you'll upload your podcast cover art to the template. Uh, it's one full day to complete your art for your podcast. Directions are in that assignment as well. Day 5A through day 7A, you have 2 full days to record your podcast, which means that you'll be reading your draft and you'll be adding those sounds. You'll also be adding in the music, and it will be a minimum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 10 minutes. So be sure that you choose your draft or whatever you're going to read that's your own original writing accordingly. So you have 2 full days to complete that project, and then and of course, you can always meet with me if you need help with that. Then you'll take a quick publishing quiz, do a podcast marketing reflection paragraph as well. So that concludes your entire quarter. Again, please don't feel stressed out. This is more than you can handle. I've included videos, I've included tutorials, and of course, you can always reach me during office or instructional support hours from 8 a.m. to 8:45 a.m.